What if I told you that there are 5 Bible verses that combined create a blueprint that allows anyone who has access to this blueprint to manifest wealth, health, and love? And in today's video, I'm going to reveal this blueprint to you, and I'm going to show you the 5 Bible verses that have the power to completely transform your life, what 90% of people don't even know about praying, and that's why they don't achieve any results, what the Bible reveals about the way you have to think and feel in order to manifest anything you want. And from my teenage years up until the ripe age of 30, I thought of myself as somebody who was unworthy of health, unworthy of wholeness, unworthy of living the life I wanted to live, unworthy of an abundant life. And as a result, I created experiences in my life that reflected this inner state. If I had only known back then that as a man thinks, so he is. Proverbs 23:7. So whatever you think about, you create this reality. Your thoughts create your reality, and you can choose between 2 different lives, 2 potential lives. You can think about yourself as somebody who is loved, as somebody who's abundant, as somebody who's rich, as somebody who's in love with life, and you will then attract this life. Or you can think of yourself as somebody who is unworthy of love, who doesn't deserve wholeness, who doesn't deserve health, who doesn't deserve abundance, who doesn't deserve wealth, and then you shall receive it. So always remember, think abundant thoughts and you shall create an abundant life. Think thoughts that are based in lack and scarcity, and you shall create a life that is based in lack and scarcity. And I'm now going to make a very controversial statement, and this statement is that 90% of people or more don't even believe that they will receive what they pray for. And I've experienced this for myself. I've seen it when I went to the church, especially with my grandmother, when people around me were praying to God in a way where they were begging God, please, God, help me with my suffering, while they were feeling themselves deeper and deeper into the suffering, while they were thinking about suffering, while they were representing with their body, with their soul, with every part of their being, suffering and desperation. But even in the Bible it is written, therefore I tell you, whatever you ask for in prayer, believe that you have received it and it will be yours. Mark 11:24. And how can you truly say to yourself, by being honest to yourself, that you believe that you will receive, that your prayer actually leads to you receiving something when you're praying in desperation? It doesn't work like that. You can't be desperate and believing that you will receive at the same time. Because if you would truly believe that you receive, you would be praying like this. You would be praying with happy thoughts, by speaking happy words, by smiling, by showing that you truly believe that you will receive. Because if you truly believe that you will receive, then right now in this moment, you already feel as if you had received it. And this emotional state of feeling as if you had already received it then creates this reality for you. That's how it works. But maybe it hasn't worked for you yet because you have manifested all these years completely wrong, at least if you don't feel this strong feeling of assurance and conviction. And I know that it's not easy to feel assurance and to feel conviction for your manifestation, for what you're praying for, when your physical reality shows you the opposite. I mean, if you would have told me in the beginning of my symptoms after my surgery, where a cyst was removed in my bladder and I then developed severe nerve damage afterwards, that I just have to have conviction in my prayers, that I just have to have assurance, I would have said this to you. I would have said, F your conviction, because that was me back then. I couldn't walk properly, I couldn't move properly, I was in constant pain, and if you are in this state, it's of course very easy to not have conviction, to not have assurance, but it is written in the Bible. Faith is the assurance of things hoped for, the conviction of things not seen. Hebrews 11:1. And I know from my own manifestation journey that once you feel this assurance, once you have this conviction, that's when everything changes. That's when the love you want can flow to you, when the money you want can flow to you, when the life you want can and will flow to you. So comment down below, I have assurance, I have conviction, I have assurance, I have conviction. And imagine for a moment how your life could change completely if you would only close the door. It is no coincidence that about 4 years ago I was completely broke, and now I have several $100,000 in my bank account. And it all happened because I decided to go into my room and to close the door, just like it's written in the Bible. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door and pray to your Father, who is unseen. Then your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Matthew 6:6. So you go into your room, which is you, and you close the door, which is your senses. You go within, eyes closed, you manifest this by saying to your senses, which means when you're in a deep meditation, you are closing yourself off, you're going into the room and you're closing the door, so all the senses of sight, smell, touch, they're all gone, and you go within, and that's where you can create. And in my 8-week one-on-one coaching program, the Abundance Reality Shift Coaching Program, which you can find out more about by going to affirmationtomanifestation.com/abundance or by clicking on the first link in the description. In this coaching program, we're going to go deep into your subconscious mind with powerful hypnosis and of course also practical manifestation techniques, so that we can make sure that you reach your abundant destination and that you draw your abundant dream life to you. Now, what if I told you that the Bible also tells us what to do when the door is open? In other words, what to do when our eyes are open and we experience our physical reality with all our senses. Because this was one of the biggest breakthroughs for me. The realization that, hey, if I just meditate 1 hour a day or half an hour a day, and this half an hour or 1 hour a day goes against 16 hours of being awake. And in these 16 hours of being awake, I don't think abundant thoughts. I don't feel in love with life. In fact, I think thoughts that are based in lack, in scarcity, in unworthiness. Then this tiny meditation here is standing against 16 hours of being awake and gets eaten alive. And that's why in the Bible it is written, whatsoever things are true, honest, just, pure, lovely, of good report, if there be any virtue or any praise, think on these things. Philippians 4:8. So the more you raise your vibration with these wonderful thoughts and these wonderful emotions, the faster your manifestation can flow to you. Now, what if I told you that what I shared with you today was only the beginning of the hidden manifestation secrets that the Bible reveals to us? And if you're ready to dive in deep into this subject, you can click here and watch this video next, but only if you're ready to dive in deep.